while it's good to know, you'll usually be allowed a reference sheet, so you'll have them in front of you. The most important thing to know is how to use them. So where the formulas come from. For example, take the cylinder. So a hollow cylinder just has the formula 2 pi r h. Now that comes from the fact that if you unwrap a hollow cylinder, imagine that's come from there, then this length here was in fact the circumference of the circle. So once it's wrapped up, that forms the circumference of the circle. Now circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So to find the area of a hollow cylinder, you go 2 pi r multiplied by the height, 2 pi r h, hence where that formula comes from. Now note, if you want to add an end on, so if you have a hollow can, say just the base, you add plus pi r squared, because that gives you the area of the base. If you want a solid cylinder, you add plus 2 pi r h. So plus 2 pi r squared on, because that gives you both ends. Now, cones, hollow cone is pi rs. Classic question would then for them to be giving you the area and asking you to find the height. So if they give you area and ask you to find the height, you may have, say, area and radius and be asked to find the height. You then use the formula in reverse to find s, then use the fact that this makes a right angled triangle, and then use Pythagoras in reverse to find the height. Similarly, you might be given the radius and the height and asked to find the surface area. So many people will just sub in r is there, and then instead of height, h, they put that into where s is by accident. Don't be fooled. Make sure you are using the slant height, which is s, and r to find the surface area. If the cone has a base, you add a pi r squared because that's the circle base. Now, sphere, area is 4 pi r squared. Note that with a half sphere, and I won't be able to draw one, but I'll try anyway. Classic half sphere. A half sphere is clearly 4 pi r squared on 2, so 2 pi r squared. But remember, a half sphere also has this circle at the bottom. That circle in a half sphere then becomes part of the surface area. So that's a further pi r squared. So really, the surface area of a half sphere is 3 pi r squared. Alright, so they are sort of regular shapes. Note with curved surfaces will tend to give you the formula. Without curved surfaces, you then rely on a cool trick. So, surface area of this is just adding up all the surfaces. Now, there's probably several ways to do that. The most systematic way I find is to draw a net. So the way you draw a net is, well, in junior school, remember how you cut out those shapes and then you sort of folded them up to make a 3D shape? The cut-out version is the net. And the way I imagine it to do these is I imagine there's a little dude standing inside here, and he's very angry and decides to push all the walls down. So to draw this net, I would draw the base. And as you draw it in, draw in the measurement. So the man's standing about there, and this is 20 and that is 9. Now if he pushes down the wall facing me, what happens is this triangle falls down. And he pushes down the opposite wall. This triangle falls down. Now, as you push down walls, write in the measurements. This is 16, this is 9, this is 20. 16, 9, 20. He then pushes down the wall here, which is 12 out and 9 here, and he pushes out this final hatch here, which is 16 long. Sorry, I made a mistake before. That's not 16. And that's not 9. That's 12, 12, 12. A good way to spot the mistakes, and the reason I spotted that one there, is you know how these sides will fold up to meet each other? When those sides fold up to meet each other, they have to be the same length. So I just looked at that and saw 9 and 16, something's gone wrong. Same here, this side and this side fold to meet each other. So they must be the same. Alright. Now it becomes very easy. To find the surface area of that, you just imagine it as a whole series of little shapes. And if you want, on the side here you can do area 1, 2, 3, 4, write out the formula, sub them in. But really, because these are very easy, you can just write in the areas here. So 9/16, whatever that is. 144. 29 is 180. 12 times 16 divided by 2 is 8 times 12. 8 times 12 is 108. 8 times 12 is not 108. 8 times 12 is 96, not having a good night. And then so on through and add them up, and make sure to give your answer in centimeters squared. Alright, that is one short, terrible video. Please make sure you have those notes down and that you at least understand or have some idea of how to draw the concept of a net from a shape. Because soon we'll be piling spheres on top of other shapes and the nets will get more complicated. Alright, enjoy.